So, my name is Evan Wagnis. I am here with Lisa Campbell, the Assistant Executive Director here at the Kids Center. And this is my second senior service interview. So, how are you?
I'm good,
Good?
Evan. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So the first thing I would like to show you on here is our Circle of Faith in Action, which is what we are doing for our senior service project. It's what we are basing it around. The first portion of it is analysis or awareness, which is the awareness project that I completed and will be showing to you later. So that's the first part. And then the second part will be analysis, which is what we're figuring out today, taking the information. And then third, we're going to turn that into an action plan. So what I did for my awareness project was this PowerPoint. And I did it based off the Catholic social teaching, which is the life and dignity of the human person. And my main topic for the injustice was students with disabilities. So this is information about the life and dignity of the human person, the actual definition, which it basically means that all life is sacred, and we should treat everyone as such since we're all made in God's image. So after that, I have quotes. The most important quote here is, it says, "Things have a price and can be for sale, but people have a dignity that is priceless and worth far more than things." That's a quote by Pope Francis. And I think it really has, can be applied to my injustice just because some of these students who have the disabilities are seen as lesser or unequal, but they still have human dignity, and that needs to be realized by more people. So then we have the scripture quote. I said, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them," which is Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. And again, to the point of the equality thing, that they are all equal and that they should be seen as such. So then we have the next slide, which is article. I found an article about actually a school in Georgia that was sectioning off their students who had disabilities, and the kids who did not have disabilities were learning at a faster pace, so those kids didn't get the full spectrum of their education. Then the specific injustice is the students with disabilities, and I found a lot of facts resorting to, particularly in Kentucky, ranging from Kentucky to global and so on. So students with disabilities continued. There's more the factors that lead to the students being not so much abused, but being having trouble learning and stuff. And then I made an infographic. So globally, and then in the United States and Louisville itself, how many students. On the left you'll see the number of students, and then on the right you'll see the number of students with disabilities. So the numbers there are quite large, and especially with the 14,500 in Louisville, I would really like to bring awareness to that and see if I can help these students have a better education. So, and then I talked about the Kids Center, and that was their mission, your all's mission statement, and then the previous video tour and interview we did, and then what I like about Kids Center and stuff like that. So that was the awareness project, which is took a lot of work, but
it looks good.
Thank you. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and I'm excited to present it. But the point of the analysis section, so that's what we're in now. We're working towards action. So we have the information we need, and we are going to look at it and analyze it and see the best way that we can make a change in our community and so on. So I created also a relationship map, which is here, and it has a lot to do with the different branches of this. So I started with the question, what factors are necessary to to ensure that students with disabilities succeed in education. Now, I think the most important 4 branches is that they have a good education, the government is effective with their programs, they have a family to support them, and then nonprofit organizations such as the Kids Center also supporting not only them but the issue.
Right.
Do you think those 4 are good, or would
Yeah.
you make any changes? Or
No, actually, I think those look really good.
so
yeah, no, I think those are good. The
Oh.
the laws. This is the legality of it.
yes,
The implementation of the good education, family support system, and then other support outside the school system. No, I think you've got it covered.
okay. And then within each branch, we had like the 3 main things that would make up. So for good education, I said good teachers, and then the school building itself, so they have somewhere to go. And then financial support, because a lot of the times with the additional therapies that are paid for, it's kind of hard for them to do their tuitions and stuff.
Right.
And so I think that's a major key into the
I agree.
good education.
You might in this block just put school building accessibility,
Okay.
and then teachers. You might stress the education for the teachers.
Okay.
Above and beyond, like
Gotcha.
extra education outside of what their degree is, and learning how to educate students with disabilities.
And then for the effective government, so for the 3 branches I had, the representatives, laws to support the issue, and then financial support. And so I think the most important one there is laws that like the students get so much education per year, and that they set their limits so they can learn
Right.
at a pace where they can learn.
Right.
Supportive family, I think the most important thing is love. If you don't have love in a family, then
Right.
it's not really a family. Parenting with morals, so if the parents parent well and they are able to support the child even though they weren't expecting to have a disability, they can still support and be good resources for that child.
Right.
And then financial support, of course, is the things like tuition and therapies and so on. And then for the nonprofit organizations, an issue, so you'd have to have an issue with the Kids Center deals with several issues, and
Right.
it's a great place. The volunteers to make the organization work, to have people working here, and then of course donations to keep the facilities running and clean and all the above.
Okay.
So within each of those, there are 2 about what makes up the additional branches. So for the teachers, I said the best thing that teachers need, they would need a good education,
Right.
and then additional money and scholarships,
Okay.
so they
That
get
fits with
through
right,
their. And then for the school building, so like you would need a building material, and then the actual like builders to do it. But the more schools that are built for these kids, the better. So, and then financial support, there would be money donations, which is I know is a big part of education, and then jobs, like the people at the school having a good background knowledge of what they're doing. And then for the government representatives, you got to have people to represent you, and then interests and what they're interested in being like the fact that they're interested in certain topics and issues, and that can be brought about to legislature. And then the laws, so you have to have an effective government to make the laws and like to make effective laws. And then of course issues, you'd have to have issues to like create a law. And then financial support, the government gets a lot of their financial support through taxes, which is used for